Pistons had to have a win to keep their season alive, and man, they got it. He scored a franchise playoff record 45 points, and the Pistons forced a Game 6 with a 116-109 win. Welcome on in. I'm Taylor Rutz with BG, Dirk, Steve, and UD. That was a good one. The Pistons live to fight another day. And this was a battle between those two stars. We had 45 from Cade, we had 45 from Paolo, and we are going to Game 6. What did you see from those two franchise guys in this one?
I mean, just all-time, just put the team on your back moments, and they needed to. Not a lot of help from everybody else. I mean, Tobias had a good game, but man, just that's so much fun to watch. Just two of your stars just going head-to-head. But obviously a great game for Detroit. They needed it. A little concerning that you got to get 45 from your star at home, but you take a win however you can get, especially in this series. It was not pretty, but we get a Game 6.
Yeah.
Yes, and especially the way they won the game. All the things that they were losing, the rebound and the muscle, all those things that are in their wheelhouse that they lost the last couple of games against Orlando, they dominated those areas tonight. So in a winning game, you still won the game, but you dominated the areas. You got back to who you are. You got back to your identity. So going in, I know this is struggling to score baskets, but those offensive rebounds, those steals, all those things matter now in possession games because nobody can shoot the damn ball. Nobody can shoot the damn ball, so all those matter.
And it was truly just an incredible game. You could feel the desperation from the Magic to want to end it and the desperation from the Pistons to want to fight another day, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, there was moments when I was like, this is a horrible basketball game. But at least both teams battled, and you had the two stars show up and play incredible games. You know, if you're Orlando, you're missing Franz Wagner. That's like, I mean, an incredible player to miss this late in the season. They had themselves in this game. They go 16 of 30 from the line. I mean, that's got to hurt. It's a pretty even game. Stars go head-to-head. You know, both teams gave up a bunch of points off turnovers. The offensive rebounding was a little lopsided. But so many ways this game was, you know, right there for the taking from both sides. And you miss 14 free throws. I think that really hurts Orlando because they had an opportunity to close it out on the road.
Yeah, I thought the Magic really missed Franz, especially on the defensive side. You know, he's great on Cade. He's got length. He's smart. He's got great basketball IQ, so he knows how to play angles. Then he's good. He's obviously tall enough to switch on Duran and play that game and front Duran some and mix it up. And on offense, he's a great decision maker. He gets to the basket. So I thought they really missed him there tonight. But honestly, the Magic can be happy. They got good production from Black, which, you know, obviously you knew you needed somebody else stepping up when Franz is out. And so he hadn't had a great series or hadn't had all the opportunities. And he was great. And they actually kept plugging along, and Paolo kept making shots and made this actually more of a game than you would think. So I think overall the Magic have to be disappointed with missing so many free throws. They had a chance to actually steal this game.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned Anthony Black. He was on the court to close the game, had 19 points on 4 for 6 shooting. But what do you want the Magic to take from this one? Because you're right, it felt like at a certain point, not to take anything from Detroit, they were incredible, but they were beginning to beat themselves as well.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how the game's going, just keep fighting. I mean, I think that stretch where they fought back, you know, they got down 17, and then they started getting downhill, and Paolo especially got downhill, not just to score, but for kickouts. Like that opened up everything for them. So he was obviously great scoring the basketball, but it was the way they play. If they put pressure on Detroit's perimeter and get into the interior of the defense, get a paint touch, kick out, I mean, those are open shots. Those are shots they can hit. I know they haven't been shooting the ball well, but I think that's what they can take away. Also, I mean, you're going back home. You know, you got a chance for guys to feel a little bit more comfortable at home, hopefully shoot the ball a little bit better, but, yeah, too much Cade.
No empty possessions. I think both of these teams have a lot of empty possessions when we're watching. And in the playoffs, you can't have that. In the regular season, you can have empty possessions. In the playoffs, you can't have empty possessions. You got to be intentional about where you're going to get the ball. If you're going to set a screen and get a switch, you have to attack that switch. We can't settle for a pull-up jumper. If they're going to roll a big man on the Duran, if he's not going to get it in the pocket, then he has to get to the boards and get that offensive rebound. And that's something he did tonight. He made that adjustment. 5 offensive rebounds for him tonight. I know he didn't score the ball well starting the game, but as I look at this kid is 22 years old. And I remember in 2011 when we lost to you guys, Dirty, and Braun had to go get in the lab. He had to go straight to the lab. As soon as we lost to you guys, he had to go get in the lab. I understand Jalen Duren's not playing at his potential, but he is 22 years old. When we talk about NBA players reaching their potential and their peak, we're talking 27, 28, 29. This kid has 5 more years to get to that point. So I like the fact that he was active on the boards, but in the big picture things, this kid is ahead of the game.
All right, it is time now for Premium Player presented by Patron. We welcome in Asar Thompson.
Oh, hey.
We are so happy to have you, Asar.
What's up, guys? Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, and happy after that win. I mean, you know, after the Game 4 loss, your entire team said this is not over. How did that desperation and that urgency show up in this game?
I mean, it was win or go home, so we had to lock in on the details, do what we're supposed to do every day, and be the team we know that we are. I don't think we've been that the first 4 games of the series, but tonight was a little glimpse of it, and we just got to keep stacking.
Asar, Steve Nash, incredible game, man. You're everywhere. 15 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, 2 blocks. For much of the series, Jalen Suggs has been roaming off of you, trying to plug up the pick and roll. What's your approach there? What are you trying to do? How do you play off of him and try to make him pay for doing such?
Trying to find the open spot, you know, be more aggressive, and, you know, if he steps back up, possibly, you know, hit JD. But just being available at all times, giving Cade an outlet, you know, he does so much for us, so I got to help him out, especially when they send 2 at him. I got to be a weapon.
What did you see from your leader, Cade, tonight?
Greatness. You know, he's one of the best players I've ever seen. So it's an honor to play with him every night and learn from him and, you know, get better with him. But, you know, these things don't surprise me. This is what he does. He's that guy.
Hey, Asar, man, Udonis here. Great game tonight, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you.
I was surprised to see the Magic win the physicality battle against you guys, and that's something that you guys are not accustomed to. What was the message from JB to you guys moving in, coming to this game tonight?
Back against the wall, got to keep swinging. That's it, you know. Be the more physical team, win the boards, win the turnovers, and we'll most likely win the game. I don't know the stats right now, but, you know, I hope we did that.
You guys, you did.
We did? All right, cool.
Won
So maybe his method is good.
Asar, great game, man. It's Blake. Just talk to me about your mindset, you know, now quickly shifting to Game 6, you know, going into Orlando. You guys haven't won there yet this playoff series. So what's your mindset to go try to steal one at home or go try to steal one on the road and get back home?
Hit them first. I feel like the first 2 times we were in Orlando, they hit us first. They got up to a double-digit lead, and, you know, we had to fight back for the whole game. So we got to hit them first. We got to be the aggressors, and, you know, we just got to do what we do, man.
Asar, 13 teams in NBA history have come back from down 3-1, and the 2003 Pistons were one of them. And just so happens that they came back to beat the Orlando Magic.
Hey.
Okay.
You feel that same sort of belief in this locker room?
You know, we believe we could do great things, and, you know, we just got to take it a game at a time, you know. We just got to win this game in Orlando and focus all our efforts on that, you know, not worried about the whole thing as a whole, but just focus on that one game, and we do that, then the next game, you know.
Yeah, I know you probably have somewhere to be. You got to watch your brother in the playoffs, so we'll let you go.
Yeah, what time is that at? How long is that?
Coming up.
Yeah,
Got a little pregame text.
Good luck.
Say less. I already texted him.
Oh, what was it? What was your message?
Back against the wall, same message y'all had.
Nah, it was something a little more, I'm going to keep it private, but it was aggressive, you know. Stay aggressive.
Yeah, you said, get this done.
Yeah.
All right, thanks so much for your time. Great win.
Good luck, man. Good luck.
Yep.
Asar.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right, we are just getting started on NBA Nightcap. We have more to come from the Pistons, a big win over the Magic.
Presented by AT&T.
Halftime in Detroit, and it's getting chippy in here. Over 30 combined free throw attempts. Magic closed with a 7-0 run. The Pistons have a halftime lead for the first time in this series. Welcome on in. I'm Taylor Rose with Dirk, Steve, BG, and UD. And y'all, after that Game 4, Cade Cunningham said the way they've been playing has not been good enough to win games. Jalen Duren said this ain't over. Yes. They upped the physicality, but the Magic matched it there to end the half.
Yes, they definitely answered the call. They handled the offensive rebound, and you see early in the game, I think they made an emphasis of getting in the paint, but not only getting in the paint, but offensive rebounding. So if you're going to switch those small guys onto our bigs, we're going to beat you up on the glass. So right now they're 18-8 on offensive rebounds. In a possession game where teams are going to struggle to score, you need those offensive rebounds. Not only that, but they're also winning the game in the paint, 26-24 right now. I know that's a small margin, but once again, with teams that do not shoot the ball from the perimeter, you will take a 2-point advantage in the paint points right now. So they're handling that, but I love the way the Magic stayed poised on the road down the stretch in the second half, getting the matchups that they want. Paulo was relentless getting downhill. So this is a good basketball game we're in for in the second half.
This was fun to watch. Cade, the head of the snake, obviously with Toronto. I thought he was going to have a great game coming home, wanting to set the tone. He's the leader, and he was fantastic. He's really getting to his spots. I think we have a few clips for him. Attacking the paint early on, a little lefty. Here he just bully ball, gets to his spots, mid-range. Here he knows he can shoot over Bane and Kane anytime he wants. And then, of course, when you made a few, then the 3 bars starts falling. Had 20 in the second quarter, and he was fantastic, giving Detroit the lead.
Cade with 27 points, by the way. That's the most in a half by a Pistons player over the last 30 years, Steve.
Wow. Great half.
Okay.
You know, part of this is Franz not being here. You know, Franz, I think, first of all, UD said it, Stan said it. I mean, the Magic got to be thrilled to be in this game right now. But Franz not being in there, not being able to switch in a lot of these pick and rolls, I think it's really giving Cade an opportunity to say, like, I can take my time, get to my spot, shoot over folks. And then Franz is just, he's an all-star caliber player. His IQ, his size, listed at 6'10". He's a connector. He's a playmaker. So I think defensively, his absence has allowed Cade more freedom. And then offensively, been impressed they've been able to get 60 points without him. But they've kind of, you know, I'm not sure that this is going to continue, but Paolo's had a great half.
Yeah, he has. And then, you know, Detroit started the game the way they needed to. But I really appreciated how Orlando responded to getting down 17. Called the timeout, came back out, and it was just the way they were going about it. They were getting downhill, the same things that were working for them in the wins this series. Got downhill, kick out.